Hi, I'm Li Hui. Today, let's take a look at the piece Merry-Go-Round from House Moving Castle by Hisaishi, composed for solo piano in his original edition of Ghibli Best Stories. This piece is divided into 14 sections, labeled from A to N, plus a short introduction and a coda by the composer himself. This piece can also be categorized into two large parts. The first begins from the beginning of the music to section F, and the second from section G to the end, while the coda corresponds to the last 5 measures of the piece. In comparison between part 1 and part 2, part 2 has a longer introduction with some embellishments such as sextuplets and triplets. Besides that, the first theme is repeated with variation in section B in part 1, while in part 2, the first theme only repeats at the end in section N in a different key after section M builds the climax of the piece. Well, according to the theory textbook, Tonal Harmony, parallel period is a more informative term for forms in which the antecedent and consequent both begins with similar material, even if that material is embellished. I suspect that the composer actually borrowed the idea from the word parallel and transformed it into a bigger form like binary form, but in A and A prime. Overall, this piece is suitable for late intermediate students. It is a waltz-like music in 3/4 meter and includes a waltz-like accompaniment in most of the sections. In Merry-Go-Round, there are 2 pedagogical features that I would like to bring out. First, the left-hand waltz pattern accompaniment. The texture of the piece mostly consists of right-hand melody and left-hand waltz pattern accompaniments, except for the introduction and the first half of part 2, which is from sections G to J. The right-hand melody usually builds on chords or in octaves within the chords. In order to play the waltz stylistically, the most important thing is the left-hand accompaniment. A student must feel the pum-cha-cha beat on the left hand. One of the ways is to feel through body movement. Students can be asked to walk in 1 and 3, following the beat while listening to a waltz. While walking in 3, make sure it should go down, up, up, down, up, up. This can help students to feel the pum-cha-cha while playing it on the piano, while imagining their body movement. Additionally, in terms of notes, the lips while playing waltz pattern accompaniments are one of the challenging issues for students. While practicing the left-hand accompaniments, we can first let students play at a very slow tempo and feel the distance between the bass notes. It can be also done by closing their eyes to feel the distance. Then, add the other notes of chords or thirds in the second and third beats. And the last step is to increase the tempo. I believe students at the late intermediate level would have already experienced a waltz style before. However, with more technical demands in this piece, this would be a good preparation for students before moving into Chopin's waltzes. The second pedagogical feature is the tension release technique. This can be applied in section I, where the right hand melody is all in staccato triplets notes. The rhythmic pattern in triplets shouldn't be challenging for students at this level. However, it becomes harder when the composer adds another line below the triplet melody line in the right hand, because it creates tension when we have to open up our hands. Meanwhile, voicing is also required to bring out the top line. First, I would suggest playing just the right hand parts in two hands and isolating the left hand. This will help students to practice the voicing too. Then, when the student is ready to play in one hand, the student should begin at a very slow tempo and try to free the hand after each chord. Meanwhile, students are practicing how to release the tension in their hands. This practice is just like how we practice our octaves scales. The small fraction of time while doing this will eventually help to release the tension in our hands when we play in a faster tempo. If you would like to listen to this piece, the music is available on Joe Hisaishi official account on YouTube. I hope you find the information shared here helpful, and thank you for watching.